You know, Seattle's a great team, great team, and it's hard to play here. And so we knew that. We knew that they just came off kind of a bad loss against LA.
The ball bounces underneath. Natasha Howard catches it, spins through traffic, and somehow flips the shot in for an and one. The crowd gasps as the whistle blows. Sophie Cunningham, positioned on the wing, gets the feed on the next play and buries a three with the confidence of someone who's been here before. The Indiana Fever are on fire, playing the kind of basketball that turns skeptics into believers. For the seventh straight game, Caitlin Clark is in street clothes, watching from the bench with a mix of frustration and admiration, but something remarkable is happening. Without their superstar, the Fever have ignited the franchise's longest winning streak in a decade, 5 straight victories, and they now sit 5th in the standings, just 1.5 games out of second place. This isn't just a feel-good moment, it's a revelation. A team that was supposed to collapse without its centerpiece is suddenly thriving, rewriting its own narrative. And the latest chapter came with a statement win over the Seattle Storm, a defensive juggernaut that couldn't contain Indiana's balanced, relentless attack. This wasn't a fluke. This was a team announcing that they are not just surviving without Caitlin Clark, they are evolving into a multi-headed contender. The Fever entered this matchup
AB's been huge for us. She's really been the key. She came into this league predominantly
16-12, locked in a tight race for playoff positioning. Seattle was right there with them, also 16-12, and the logjam in the standings meant that every possession, every quarter, and every win carried monumental weight. Playoff seeds were up for grabs, and the West Coast road trip they were on could define the entire season. They still had to face powerhouses like Las Vegas, Phoenix, and Minnesota. A slip-up could erase weeks of momentum, but instead, the Fever leaned into their identity and played with urgency. Coach Stephanie White has been hammering home one message: with Clark out, everyone must step up. This isn't about one player filling a void, it's about an entire roster expanding its roles and embracing the moment. In her own words, every game is important.
So they were hungry for a win, but for us, it's not about other teams, it's about our standard. It's about stacking the days, and I think
there's got to be a sense of urgency. We've got a connected group, and we have to be where our feet are. The Fever have done more than just stay grounded, they've risen. They've discovered a brand of basketball that thrives on collective trust. Aaliyah Boston has shifted from a low-post scorer into a facilitator and centerpiece on both ends. Kelsey Mitchell has embraced the role of veteran leader and secondary playmaker. Natasha Howard has asserted herself as the steady veteran who can both score and direct traffic. And then there's Sophie Cunningham, the firecracker. Cunningham's nickname didn't come out of thin air. Against Seattle, she was the spark that kept Indiana's engine running when the offense sputtered. With the entire team struggling from deep 0-4, 7 aside from her, Cunningham became the lone perimeter threat, burying 4 threes on 5 attempts and finishing with 17 points on 5 of 6 shooting. When every miss from her teammates added pressure, she responded with pure confidence. Her fourth-quarter triple felt like
playing on the low block, getting a lot of post touches when she was in college and her rookie year, and then last year, her first year with Caitlin, playing a lot in the
like a dagger, a reminder that role players can rise to stardom in defining moments. Her teammates know exactly what she brings. Natasha Howard called her the firecracker, the kind of player who explodes right when you need an emotional and scoring jolt. And Cunningham's shooting didn't just light up the scoreboard, it changed how Seattle had to defend, creating space for Boston and Howard to dominate inside. Speaking of Aaliyah Boston, she quietly made franchise history in this game. With 16 points and 12 rebounds, she recorded her 6th straight double-double, surpassing Caitlin Clark's record of 5. But it wasn't just about the stats. Boston has evolved into a true hub for the Fever's offense. She's the fastest center in WNBA history to reach 100 assists in a season, blending scoring, rebounding, and playmaking in a way that draws comparisons to the greats. Her ability to absorb defensive attention and still find the open teammate
that where our mental's at as a team and as individuals, we're in a really good spot, and it's not going to be easy.
Has turned Indiana into a nightmare to guard. Coach White calls Boston the rock of the team. Her poise under pressure, her willingness to do the dirty work, and her increasing ability to orchestrate from the high post make her the linchpin of everything Indiana is doing. When Seattle cut the lead late in the fourth quarter, it was Boston who calmly scored 9 straight points to stabilize the game, proving she's not just filling in for Clark, she's creating her own legacy. Then there's Natasha Howard, whose performance against Seattle was the embodiment of veteran brilliance. Scoring 21 points on an absurd 10 of 12 shooting while adding 5 rebounds and 5 assists, she joined Tamika Catchings as the only Fever players ever to record 20-5-5 on 80% shooting. Every time Seattle tried to mount a comeback, Howard answered with a tough bucket or a perfectly timed assist. Her spin move through traffic for an and one was a statement. The Fever are here, and they're not going anywhere. Howard's leadership goes far beyond numbers. She's the vocal anchor, constantly communicating on defense, setting hard screens, and keeping the younger players calm in high-stress moments. When Seattle went on an 11-0 run in the final 5 minutes to cut a 12-point lead to 1, it was
two-man, and then this year we're asking her to be a facilitator as well, and a hub for us.
It was Howard's poise that kept Indiana from unraveling. And even on her worst shooting night of the season, Kelsey Mitchell showed why stars find ways to matter. Going 3-4-16 from the field and 0-4-8 from deep would demoralize most players, but Mitchell delivered the game-sealing layup in the clutch and dished 5 assists. She never let frustration dictate her impact. Sophie Cunningham praised her after the game, saying, "Kelsey facilitated for us offensively down the stretch, and that's exactly what stars do. They find ways to win, even when the shot won't fall." Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's presence on the bench was anything but passive. Cameras caught her yelling at the referees after a missed foul. "You were right in front of her." Her competitive fire radiated through the team, even in street clothes. You could see it in the way her teammates rallied, determined to keep the streak alive for the player who changed everything for this franchise. The Fever's 5th straight win is more than just a number in the standings. It's a declaration. This team is no longer a one-woman show. It's a collective force. They've proven they can win without their superstar, and when Clark returns to a team that's more confident, more versatile, and more battle-tested than ever, the WNBA better be ready. If you've got the Fever, drop it in the comments. I've got the Fever. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss the next chapter in this incredible run. Because what Indiana is building isn't just a playoff push, it's the foundation of a championship story in the making.